Yo, what's up guys? It's Noah here, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking through some player props I like on Prizepicks for today's NBA slate on Monday, November the 10th. We got 9 NBA games on Monday night, so pretty good slate. I've got 3 early player props I like for tonight. Taking a first look at the board on Sunday night, recording this video the night before. Going to give you guys 3 plays, give you some information, some analysis on why I like these plays. Now, before we do get started, guys, make sure that you hit that like button down below if you enjoy these Prizepicks videos. Make sure that you hit that subscribe button as well. And if you guys are new to the channel, if you are new to Prizepicks, if you don't have a Prizepicks account, make sure that you go sign up. Use that promo code NOAH when you do sign up for Prizepicks with my promo code and play $5. You're going to get $50 worth of free lineups just for signing up and using code NOAH. And then also, we are partnered with Sleeper, so I do want to give a quick shout out to Sleeper. If you guys don't have an account over on Sleeper, you can download the Sleeper app, use promo code NOAH over there, and you'll get your first deposit matched up to $100, along with getting a free $20 entry. So this is a new promotion that Sleeper is doing. You're getting a free $20 entry just for signing up and using code NOAH. That's no deposit required, so you don't have to put in any money to get that free entry. So this is a win-win for you guys. It's a way for you to try out the Sleeper app without having to even put any money in. If you do decide to make a deposit, you will still get that first deposit matched up to $100. But I definitely recommend trying out Sleeper while you can get a free $20 entry. Again, if you don't have an account over there, sign up and use that code NOAH so you can take advantage of those new user offers. But we got some player props here, guys, to talk about for this Monday NBA slate. Now, I do want to recap the plays that we gave out in our last video, which was on Friday. I didn't make any NBA videos over the weekend. We gave out 3 props, though, for the Friday NBA slate. Went 1 and 2 on the 3 plays that we gave out Friday. So, sadly, it was not a winning day for us. Friday was definitely a tough day. Got some really good value, though, on the props that we gave out, especially we gave out a Khalil Ware prop over 21.5 PRA. That line got bumped up to 26.5. We got a ton of value on that Khalil Ware prop, and go figure, Khalil Ware went out there and was terrible. I think he had like 4 points and 7 rebounds or something. I want to look at his game log from Friday night because I couldn't believe how bad he played. Let's see. He had let's see. Yeah, he played 30 minutes, had 7 points and 6 rebounds. Just wasn't productive. But man, we got some good value on that prop. But yeah, 1 and 2 on our 3 plays for Friday. So obviously, was not a great day, but we're gonna see if we can get back out of here and hit some plays here for this Monday slate. Get back on track. So the first prop that I'm liking for Monday is gonna be a prop on Victor Wembanyama, and I like Wemby for more than 37.5 points plus rebounds. Now, I was looking at Wemby props, when the board first popped up, and his lines have already started to come up. So his points prop, I think, opened at 25.5, and then it actually got bumped down to 24.5. It wasn't at 24.5 for very long, though. It was at 24.5 for maybe a couple of minutes, and then it bumped up to 26.5. His PRA line was at 40.5. That already got bumped up to 41.5. This PR line was at 36.5. It got bumped up a point to 37.5. So lines are already coming up on Wemby here. And I kind of get it because the matchup against the Bulls, this should be a really good spot for Wemby. Now, Wemby has been struggling as of late. You can look at his game log and see he's had some bad games against the Suns, the Lakers, the Rockets, the Pelicans. I will say, though, some of these spots, I think it was the Phoenix game, he was getting heavily double teamed. Really wasn't able to get any shots up, just really struggled overall in that spot. In some of these games lately, I want to say he's still been getting shots up. Maybe the efficiency hasn't been as good. Let's see. Last game against the Pelicans, he shot 8 for 19, 2 for 9 from 3. The game against Phoenix, he got 14 shots up, which is that's low for Wemby. That's tied for his second lowest field goal attempts in any game this season. But the Pelicans game, that was actually a pretty good matchup for Wemby. It was definitely a spot where he should have had success. He had 18 rebounds, 3 assists, but 18 points. Again, though, shot 8 for 19, 2 for 9 from 3. I want to say Wemby's been settling a lot. He's been taking a lot of jumpers instead of attacking the basket, scoring at the rim. That's where Wemby is so dominant, is at the rim, just because he's so big. Nobody can guard him down low. When he gets back to playing that way, where he attacks the basket and is aggressive, that way, he's gonna keep having, he's gonna have big games. Like, he started off the season putting up huge games. He had that 40-point game to start the season against the Mavs. He was just knocking down every shot he took in that game. Mid-range jumpers, three-pointers, he couldn't miss. And that's something that he's been doing more lately. He's been shooting threes. He had 9 3-point attempts in that last game against the Pelicans. He's a guy that can obviously score from everywhere, but where he's most effective is around the rim, because he's unguardable. He's too big. You can't guard him one-on-one around the rim. And this is a spot where he should be able to score at the rim, because the Bulls have had one of the worst rim defenses this season and last season. They've been a team that have given up a lot of points in the paint. I think last year the Bulls, I want to say they gave up the second most points in the paint last season. Let's see. No, they actually led the league. The Bulls gave up the most points in the paint last season. So far this season, the Bulls are giving up the 6th most points in the paint. So just a really good spot overall for Wemby. And it's also a spot where he should be able to have success on the glass, because last year the Bulls were a pretty bad rebounding team. I think they gave up, they were top 5 in rebounds allowed to centers last year. I think they were just inside the top 10. So far this season, the Bulls, I want to say they've been about middle of the pack when it comes to rebounds allowed to centers, but this should be a pretty decent matchup for rebounds. The Bulls do play pretty fast. They're a fast-paced team, so when you play fast, that's going to allow for just more rebound opportunities, because you're going to have more shots up. So that's why I like taking Wemby here for more than 37.5 points plus rebounds, because I think it's also a pretty good rebounding matchup for him. And Wemby's been great on the glass this year. I mean, he's averaging, in terms of rebound chances per game, he's averaging 19.7 rebound chances per game, and he's averaging nearly 13 rebounds per game. So really good rebounding spot, really good matchup for him to score. Just think this sets up as such a good spot for Wemby to really get back on track. And I know De'Aaron Fox is back now. De'Aaron Fox has played in their last, I think, 2 games. Fox has played in. But if you look at Wemby's usage rate so far this season, Wemby has a 29.7% usage rate. Last game, playing alongside De'Aaron Fox, he had a 30.4% usage rate. So his usage was still really high. And I think the game before that, it was in the high 20s. So his usage really hasn't dropped off the last 2 games playing alongside De'Aaron Fox. I think the role is still amazing for Wemby. The offense still runs through Wemby. And the matchup here against the Bulls, I think, is about as good as it gets for Wemby. So I really like this as kind of a bounce back spot for Wemby after he's had a couple down games in a row. The arrows are starting to point up, though. He's had some better games lately. Had a decent game last game against the Pelicans, and that was with him shooting 2 for 9 from 3, and I think 8 for 19 from the floor. As long as he doesn't have a terrible shooting game like that, this should be a spot where he's able to have success. So I like that as our first prop for Monday night. And then the other 2 props that I like are going to be points props. So we're going to take a look at a prop on Ryan Rollins, and I like him for more than 13.5 points. Now, the Bucks, they're on the second night of a back-to-back, so we are definitely going to want to monitor the injury report for the Bucks. We've seen countless times Giannis sit out, second nights of back-to-backs. I'm not saying that Giannis is going to sit out tonight, but I think it's at least a possibility. I think there's at least a 25% chance that Giannis doesn't play on Monday night. Giannis played 35 minutes in their game Sunday against the Rockets. I like this prop, obviously, regardless of if Giannis is playing or not. But if by some chance it's on the back-to-back we see Giannis get ruled out, that's going to make this prop look obviously way, way better. But even assuming Giannis is playing here, which we have to assume he's playing, this is still a solid spot for Ryan Rollins going up against the Mavericks. The Mavericks have been pretty good defensively this year. I think they're top 5 in defensive rating. But their defense against guards, I think, is where they're definitely going to be more vulnerable. Because you just look at their guard defenders. This Mavs team doesn't have a ton of elite guard defenders, obviously outside of Cooper Flagg. But Cooper Flagg's more of a wing. You look at their guards. I mean, D'Angelo Russell, never been a good defender. Brandon Williams, not a guy you really worry about defensively. Max Christie's, he's okay defensively. He's solid. Klay Thompson used to be an elite defender. At this point in his career, Klay's not as strong defensively. So I think the matchup sets up pretty well here for Ryan Rollins. And Ryan Rollins has had a really good role this season in the absence of Kevin Porter Jr. Obviously, Kevin Porter Jr. is out right now. Without Kevin Porter Jr., Ryan Rollins has been starting. He's been playing about 30 minutes a night. Got 30 minutes in their last game, or in their game on Sunday against Houston. Got 31 minutes against Chicago. Consistently been playing high 20s, low 30s in minutes. And he's been really good offensively this year. That's where we've seen Ryan Rollins take a leap forward. Didn't really play a ton last season, and when he did play, he wasn't super aggressive offensively. But that's something that's definitely changed this year. You've seen Ryan Rollins be more aggressive offensively. He's third on the team in usage this season behind Giannis and Cole Anthony. His usage rate this season, I think, is, it's 21.4%. Giannis is obviously dominating the usage in this Bucks team. He's 36% usage rate. Cole Anthony is at 24%, and then you got Ryan Rollins, Cole Anthony's at 23.5%, and then you got Ryan Rollins at 21.4%. So Ryan Rollins, getting good usage this year, taking a good amount of shots, been looking, for his shot offensively. I think the last few games he's had, 12 shot attempts, 13 shot attempts, 13 shot attempts. Like, he's getting up a good amount of shots. If you give me a guy with a 13.5 points prop who's probably going to take close to like 13 shots, I think we got a pretty good chance of him scoring 14 points here in what should be a pretty favorable spot for him against Dallas. And then, like I said earlier, second night of a back-to-back for the Bucks, there's at least a possibility that Giannis doesn't play today. I wouldn't be surprised if you at least see Giannis pop up on the injury report, maybe listed as questionable, maybe they list him as probable. We've seen so many times Giannis sits on back-to-backs. This could be a spot where he rests. I don't think it will be, but I think there's at least somewhat of a possibility, and any chance we get Giannis ruled out, that's going to be great for Ryan Rollins. So I do like that as our second prop for Monday night. And then the last prop that I like is on Mark Williams. So we're going to take Mark Williams for more than 13.5 points as well. And really good spot here for Mark Williams. Mark Williams has been pretty solid this year for the Suns. He's been playing a lot better as of late, has had some good scoring games. 16 points against the Warriors, had 13 against the Clippers, then faced the Clippers again, had 19 points. Mark Williams is a player that has dealt with injuries in his career, but when he's healthy, he's very good. He's a good scoring big, and he's healthy right now. He's playing pretty good minutes. To start the season, Mark Williams was not playing a ton of minutes. Like in their season opener, he played 24 minutes, then he played 14 minutes. But really just their last 7 or 8 games, 31 minutes, 28, 25, 25, 27, 28, and 28 minutes. So we can project Mark Williams for pretty much close to full minutes here. He's not going to go out there and play like 35 minutes just because he's not that type of player. But I think we can project him for high 20s, low 30s minutes. And it's a really, really good spot for Mark Williams going up against the Pelicans. Kind of a similar spot to Wemby. Just a team that gives up a lot of points in the paint at the rim, gives up a lot of points to centers. Last year, the Pelicans were one of the best matchups for centers. If you look at what they allowed in terms of points per game to centers, I think they were top 3. They were just outside the top 5. So 6th most points allowed to centers last season were the Pelicans. So far this season, I think the Pelicans are top 10 in points allowed to centers. Yeah, they're top 10 in points allowed to centers. And then if you look at what they've allowed in terms of points in the paint, last year the Pelicans gave up the 4th most points in the paint. So far this season, they're giving up the 4th most points in the paint. So just a team that gets killed around the rim in the paint, and that's where Mark Williams feasts. Like, Mark Williams is a big man that lives at the rim, lives in the paint, relies on putbacks, offensive rebounds, lobs, dunks. He does have an offensive game. Like, he can shoot a little bit. He's got a mid-range jumper. He's a guy that really though is going to be effective at the rim, and that's where the Pelicans have just been so vulnerable this year. So I think this sets up as a really good spot for Mark Williams to be able to score, to be able to have success. Really good spot overall. I know Jalen Green has already been ruled out for this game for the Suns. Jalen Green came back, made his return, then he unfortunately got injured again. No Jalen Green should open up even more usage for Mark Williams and just some of these other guys. Now Dylan Brooks is back from injury, but you got no Jalen Green still. So I think the offense, the Suns' offense is just going to continue to run through Devin Booker. Dylan Brooks now that he's back, and Mark Williams as well. Really good spot for Mark Williams in my opinion. So these are the 3 props, guys, that we're going to roll with for Monday's NBA slate, 9 games. Taking Victor Wembanyama for more than 37.5 points plus rebounds, Ryan Rollins for more than 13.5 points, and Mark Williams for more than 13.5 points. So got 3 plays. Let's go 3-0 here. Let's make some money on this Monday NBA slate. As always, guys, I do appreciate you watching these Prizepicks videos. Make sure that you hit that like button down below before you do get out of here. Hit that subscribe button as well. And yeah, guys, if you want more Prizepicks plays from me, I give those out every single day over on Patreon. You can check that out, linked down below in the description if you are interested. If you support the content that I put out here on YouTube, obviously I appreciate the likes. I appreciate everyone that subscribes as well. But if you really want to get a look behind the paywall, see more of the props that I have to offer, again, those are always going to be on Patreon. It's linked down below in the description. Check it out if you're interested. But good luck tonight, guys. Let's win some money, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.